KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
As we step closer towards the weekend, our temperatures are up today but down for Saturday as we track thunderstorms to mark the seasonal change.
And the Coeur d'Alene City Council approves an open container policy at a local market. We take a look at the policy and the concerns some local leaders have with the change.
My qualifying time is my fastest time, which is my favorite way to say that.
Plus, we introduce you to a local athlete and recent high school grad who's going for Paralympic gold on the track. Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Brandon T. Jones, filling in for Laura Papetti this week. And as we get underway, we do want to start things off by turning to meteorologist Thomas Patrick first, because we're calling for a KREM 2 weather impact alert day. So, Thomas, you're out there right now. What will the weather impact be like around our region?
Yeah, and the impact here, and the heads up for you, Brandon, and everybody in the Northwest, is we're going to have a pretty big change, basically, of the seasons. Today feels very summer-like, and Saturday we're going to have a temperature of 69 degrees. So between these 2 days, for Friday, a good chance of thunderstorms in the evening hours. And that's kind of the biggest impact that we're going to see. But before we get to that stage of the forecast, there has been some low cloud cover nearby. In fact, I got asked about 40 minutes ago if it was going to rain in Spokan. The answer is no. In fact, we just barely dodged some sprinkles as it passed through Cheney and just fizzled out directly over Airway Heights. In fact, the sky's already starting to turn right back to mostly sunny just that quickly. Really, I'm not worried about any rain for the rest of the day in Spokan, but there are still some spotty showers over Grant County, moving towards Wenatchee, Chelan, and up towards Okanogan County. These are pretty stray and spotty showers at most, and is not really what we're worried about for the rest of this week. Instead, it's this cold air mass that is starting to find some purchase just off the coast here. As that swings through, it's the cold front that will produce some thunderstorm activity for tomorrow evening. Just wanted to emphasize that tomorrow evening is when we're going to get our best chance for thunderstorms. But today, upper 80s for high temperatures before we get to a day in the 60s this weekend.
Thank you for that update, Thomas. And more layoffs were announced by the city of Spokan as it wrestles with a $50 million budget deficit. City officials say 2 spokespeople are being fired. The police department spokesperson, along with the neighborhood's housing and human services and the community and economic development spokesperson, are the first to have their positions eliminated. The city says decisions about future cutoffs are ongoing, and if more layoffs are recommended, city unions will be consulted and any affected employees will be notified by the end of September. Meanwhile, in North Idaho, the first confirmed case of chronic wasting disease in a white-tailed deer in North Idaho is prompting a surveillance hunt from Idaho Fish and Game. The hunt is set to begin on Saturday. On your screen right there is a map of where the unit is taking place. Our news partners at the Bonner County Daily Bee report the goal is to collect 200 samples from the deer to gain a better understanding of the disease's presence and spread. Now, for some exciting news for golfers, the chances of a Topgolf coming to Spokan County are another step closer to becoming a reality. Liberty Lake City Council approved a lighting ordinance amendment, which Topgolf needs in order to build a new facility. Documents from the city of Liberty Lake show Topgolf is looking at a site located near Country Vista Drive right next to the Trailhead Golf Course. The company says a $25 million facility would create about 250 jobs in the region. The facility is expected to see 250,000 visitors per year.
English.
No.
Wood.
No.
Gookin.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Miller.
Aye.
McEvers.
Yes. Motion carries.
Continuing coverage today, the Coeur d'Alene City Council approved a pilot program presented by the Coeur d'Alene Downtown Association that would allow visitors to drink alcoholic beverages at the 5th Street Market. Alcohol consumption would only be allowed in designated boundaries at the market, which would be used with marked mesh fencing. Event personnel will also monitor access points to ensure compliance. Those who verify they are of legal drinking age would be given ID wristbands. Only beverages bought from licensed market vendors can be consumed, and drinks must be served in the market's designated recyclable cups area. Coeur d'Alene Police Chief Lee White says he believes this program is, quote, worthwhile, but shared his worries to the city at Tuesday's meeting.
We are already overtaxed in the summer months. We are not adequately staffed. And our city does have a bit of an alcohol issue.
White also says since the beginning of the year, police had 321 warnings for alcohol offenses and written 241 citations for a variety of alcohol offenses, with 26 of those resulting in arrests. The majority of these incidents were in the downtown area. Despite White's concerns over City Council, they ended up approving the request. Council members Christy Wood, who voted no, says she wasn't worried about a few glasses of wine at the market, but rather opening the door for what could be next.
What I'm worried about is what we open the door to more and more special events. In my opinion, it's not going to enhance the farmers market just by having the ability to have some beer and wine.
According to an association report, the move would boost sales for market vendors in downtown businesses by attracting more visitors and encouraging longer stays. Councilmember Dan Gookin, who voted in favor of the program, wants to give it a try, saying the city should charge the association more if it turns out additional resources are needed after open containers are allowed. The pilot program could start running soon and run every Wednesday until the end of the 2024 market season at the end of September. Now looking ahead to this weekend, so many funny people will be in the Lilac City for the Great Outdoor Comedy Festival at One Spokan Stadium. On top of that, this is also just a huge event that's been receiving a lot of preparation with major headlines leading up to the 3-day comedy festival. Today, the Spokan Public Facilities District will be setting up the floor. If you went to the Outlaw Music Festival a few weeks ago, crews say the setup will be a bit different and the stage will be facing the grandstands. Friday starts with Tom Segura. Saturday will be led by Shane Gillis. But listen to this. Kelsey Cook, a comedian with local connections, will also be making a homecoming. She went to Cheney High and now she's doing stand-up at One Spokan. So you got to imagine that must be a pretty cool feeling for her when she arrives. Sunday will wrap things up with Kevin Hart closing out the festival. And those were only just a few of the many talented names and comedians who will be here throughout the weekend. Alrighty, and still ahead, the final night of the DNC begins tonight. A look ahead as the Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is expected to formally accept the party's nomination.